Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time flies, more than 8 months have passed since Jiang-mo started the training plan newly arranged by Orochimaru. Chinyu is now 13 years old and is now on the coastline of the Land of Fire. Orochimaru accepted a sea-level mission for Chinyu, clean up the pirates who landed in the Land of Fire from the coastline. Beside Chinyu, a large number of headless corpses fell. These corpses are the corpses of pirates. What surprised Chinyu was that there were ninjas among these pirates. The sea-level mission accepted by Chinyu should not have ninjas, but now, not far in front of Chinyu, there are 3 people standing, and all 3 of them can use ninjutsu. During the fight, Chinyu found that these 3 people were definitely not pirates, but ninjas from the ninja village, because the means of fighting are completely ninja means. After thinking about it, Chinyu also guessed that the other party might be an enemy ninja hiding among the pirates who wanted to sneak into the Land of Fire, and the 3 ninjas are now on guard against Chinyu not far away with a tricky look on their faces. In just a short while, the young man in front of him killed all the pirates. If they hadn't stood at the outermost of the pirate group and kept interfering with Chinyu, they might have been beheaded. The 3 ninjas knew they were no match for Chinyu, and the leader whispered retreat and planned to flee from here. Chinyu showed a bloodthirsty smile. I can't let you run away, I'll use you as my merit. Thunder breathing, first formed thunderbolt flash. A thunderous sound like tearing through the air sounded, and Chinyu turned into a flash of lightning and rushed towards the ninja closest to him at a high speed. With one slash of the sword, even the back of the sword cut into the opponent's flesh. The ninja who was slashed screamed, and his whole body fell to the ground like a puddle of mud. The ninja who was hit in the back had his spine broken directly by the back of Chinyu's sword. Then Chinyu quickly formed seals with both hands, took a deep breath, and his chest bulged greatly. Fire style, dragon flame song technique. Chinyu spit out 4 fire dragons in front of him, attacking the other ninja from the top, bottom, left and right directions at the same time. The second ninja also immediately formed a seal and pressed his hands on the ground. Water style, water wall. After pouring water attribute chakra into the ground, a vertical water wall was created from bottom to top. The water wall successfully blocked the 2 fire dragons above and below, but failed to defend against the 2 fire dragons coming from the left and right. After the 2 fire dragons hit the ninja, they exploded instantly. The charred ninja flew out of the explosion and fell to the ground. Chinyu looked at the third and last ninja. The last ninja ran very fast and was already some distance away from Chinyu. The tip of Chinyu's sword pointed directly at the ninja who was still trying to escape. The sword was wrapped with lightning and kept roaring. Thunder breathing, 5th form, heat realm thunder. A lightning-like slash with high heat was instantly released from the sword and bombarded the last ninja. The lightning-like slash was so fast that it hit the target in almost the blink of an eye. The last ninja's hair stood up instantly, his whole body twitched, and white smoke began to come out of his body under the bombardment of lightning. Chinyu interrupted the sword form in time to prevent him from being electrocuted to death. The 3 ninjas were almost unable to fight back and were killed by Chinyu. Chinyu gathered the 3 ninjas who had lost their ability to fight together. Then Chinyu made a seal again and pressed them to the ground. The art of summoning spirits. A puff of smoke appeared, and after the smoke dissipated, a large white snake appeared in front of Chinyu. The white snake greeted very coldly, Master Chinyu. Chinyu pointed to the 3 unconscious ninjas on the ground. White snake, swallow them into your stomach. When the white snake heard that they were to be swallowed into its stomach, its voice suddenly became extremely enthusiastic. The snake's body was wrapped around Chinyu's body, and it became a conspicuous bag. Ah, Master Chinyu, you are so nice. You know I'm hungry and you send me food. I really love you. Chinyu rolled his eyes. He became so enthusiastic when he heard that there was food. It turned out that this snake could change its face so quickly. Just when the white snake opened its mouth and was ready to eat the 3 unconscious ninjas directly, Chinyu reminded, these 3 are not for you to eat as food. I am still useful. They are just temporarily stored in your body. You can eat the corpses around you at will. When the white snake heard that it was not for it to be used as food, it was immediately anxious. What, Master Chinyu, aren't you wasting my feelings? What delicious food are there when these people are dead? Chinyu grabbed the white snake off his body and said, are you still picking up food? Do you want to do it or not? If not, there are plenty of snakes in Longdi Cave. Do it, can't I do it? You brought the spirit out of someone, is it okay to exploit him like this? That the white snake agreed, and while complaining, he started to eat the corpses around him. The corpses disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye. Chinyu was very surprised. After eating so many corpses, the white snake's abdomen did not show any signs of bulging. Soon the corpses were eaten up, and then it was the turn of the three ninjas. Chinyu couldn't help but remind him, these three ninjas are really useful to me, don't really eat them. That the white snake spat at Chinyu and said dissatisfiedly, Master Chinyu, I also have professional ethics, okay? The white snake opened its mouth again and swallowed the unconscious ninjas into its stomach one by one. This time, the white snake's belly finally changed and swelled a lot. Chinyu asked curiously, why didn't your belly grow bigger when you ate those corpses just now? That the white snake explained, my gastric juice can quickly corrode the flesh, and these three people are now staying in a place in my body where there is no gastric juice. Chinyu suddenly realized, so that's how it is, okay, then these three ninjas will be temporarily kept with you, and I will summon you out later. A cloud of smoke enveloped the white snake, and the white snake returned to the Ryuchi cave. After packing up, Chinyu set off for Konoha. During these 8 months, Orochimaru would basically take on a sea-level mission for Chinyu every month. If it weren't for Chinyu being just a genin, Orochimaru would have planned to give Chinyu a B-level mission. During these 8 months, Chinyu's strength changed every day. Because he already had the experience of mastering the form changes and property changes of lightning attribute chakra, he also successfully mastered the form changes and property changes of fire attribute chakra. Not only did he master the Uchiha clan's fire ninjutsu and summoning techniques have been thoroughly mastered, and some of Orochimaru's secret techniques have also been learned. At the same time, during the rigorous training, Chiyu's Sharingan has evolved into a double Magatama Sharingan. However, Chiyu's greatest improvement is not these, but his chakra volume. Now Chiyu's chakra volume has increased to the chakra volume of Kakashi with the Sharingan activated. Chiyu knows very well that this must be brought to him by the physique of the Senju clan. The chakra volume of Kakashi with the Sharingan activated is at least the chakra volume of a special jonin. Chapter 42. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chiyu can't wait to go back to Konoha now, because Chiyu wants to see Uzumaki Kushina only in the short free time after completing the mission, and now Uzumaki Kushina has also learned some sealing techniques from Uzumaki Mito, and Uzumaki Mito had agreed to let Uzumaki Kushina start the mission 3 months ago. However, due to the importance of Uzumaki Kushina, the scope of Uzumaki Kushina's mission is in the land of fire. Therefore, the number of times Chiyu and Uzumaki Kushina have actually met in these 8 months can be counted on one hand. Although he may not be able to see Uzumaki Kushina this time when he returns to Konoha, Chiyu still has expectations. When he thought that he might be able to see Uzumaki Kushina, Chiyu couldn't help but smile, and he quickened his pace to Konoha. Konoha, Uzumaki Kushina, who had just completed a mission, came out of the Hokage building. Uzumaki Kushina pressed her sore neck. This ninja life was completely different from what she had imagined. Up to now, Uzumaki Kushina and her 2 teammates had been constantly accepting and completing easy D-level missions, which made Uzumaki Kushina feel very frustrated. It would be nice if Chiba was here, even if it was a D-rank mission. Uzumaki Kushina pouted and muttered something, then walked towards Uzumaki Mito's mansion. It was already dusk. Uzumaki Kushina returned to the mansion. I'm back. But Kushina Uzumaki didn't get any response. Kushina Uzumaki went deep into the mansion and called out again, I'm back, Grandma Mito. But Kushina Uzumaki still didn't get a response. Kushina Uzumaki stopped at the kitchen door and murmured, is Grandma Mito not here? Kushina Uzumaki stared blankly out the kitchen window. Because she saw that the branches outside the window seemed to be shaking abnormally. At this time, 3 figures appeared from the window. The Hidden Cloud Village ninja that Chinyu had been worried about appeared. These 3 Hidden Cloud Village ninjas have been lurking in Konoha for many days. They observed that Kushina Uzumaki possessed special chakras and coveted Kushina Uzumaki, so they took advantage of today's opportunity and prepared to kidnap Kushina Uzumaki. The 3 Hidden Cloud Village ninjas got into the kitchen through the window. Kushina Uzumaki, who had no actual combat experience, was frightened and ran away. Kushina Uzumaki ran away while shouting for help. is there anyone? Help! But the 3 Cloud Village ninjas who sneaked into Konoha, 2 were special jonins and 1 was a jonin. The 3 quickly caught up with and subdued Uzumaki Kushina. After the 3 Cloud Village ninjas succeeded, they immediately evacuated Konoha. In the forest of the Land of Fire, Uzumaki Kushina's hands were tied behind her. 2 ninjas walked in front of her, and 1 ninja walked behind her holding a rope. Uzumaki Kushina walked forward with a dull look in her eyes. Now they were getting farther and farther away from Konoha village and closer to the border of the Land of Fire. Uzumaki Kushina accidentally stepped on a stone and fell to the ground. The ninja behind her pulled the rope roughly and forcibly pulled Uzumaki Kushina up from the ground. Hey! Don't be lazy. Keep going. Uzumaki Kushina held the bell that Chiyu gave her tightly in her hand and shook it secretly, hoping for a miracle to happen, but they were almost at the border and the miracle still didn't happen. Uzumaki Kushina was filled with despair and tears were already flowing unconsciously, thinking that she would never see Chiyu again in the future. Uzumaki Kushina's heart felt as if someone was pulling it up and it hurt so much. The desperate Uzumaki Kushina shouted, "Chiyu! Shut up!" The Cloud Village ninja behind Uzumaki Kushina was about to punch Uzumaki Kushina. Suddenly, there was a roar of thunder and lightning in the woods. Thunder breathing, 4th type, distant thunder. The 3 ninjas from the Hidden Cloud Village only saw a flash of lightning, and the head of the Hidden Cloud Village ninja who was about to punch flew straight into the sky. This change shocked the other 2 ninjas, and they immediately retreated and kept their distance. Chenyu appeared in front of Uzumaki Kushina. Seeing Uzumaki Kushina's embarrassed look, Chenyu felt very distressed. After Chenyu swung his sword to cut off the ropes that bound Uzumaki Kushina's hands, he reached out and stroked Uzumaki Kushina's face. "Sorry, Kushina, I'm late." Uzumaki Kushina threw herself into Chiyu's arms and cried loudly. Chiyu's heart ached, and at the same time, she looked at the 2 ninjas from the Hidden Cloud Village who were about to attack. The killing intent in her eyes could no longer be suppressed, and her double Magatama Sharingan was already activated. Chiyu let go of Uzumaki Kushina, helped her sit down against the tree trunk, and made her voice as soft as possible. "Kushina, after I deal with them, I will take you home." Chiyu used the summoning technique to summon the White Snake. "White Snake, you protect Kushina." Hearing the coldness in Chiyu's voice, White Snake did not act as a conspicuous person, and honestly lurked beside Uzumaki Kushina. Chiyu adjusted his breathing, and his Sharingan was fixed on the 2 ninjas from the Hidden Cloud Village. Originally, Chiyu had a bad premonition in his heart after he found that the bell rang, and he immediately realized that something had happened to Uzumaki Kushina. So Chiyu, according to the guidance of the bell, used lightning chakra to stimulate his body. Activated his body, and rushed over at full speed. The Hidden Cloud Village Jonin Oyuro showed a greedy look when he saw Chiyu's Sharingan. The Uchiha clan's bloodline limit. The luck is really good, but this kid is not simple. Achui, let's go together. The special Jonin Achui said seriously, "It's the captain." Oyuro and Achui both drew out the ninja swords behind them at the same time. Lightning escape, lightning slash. Oyuyo released an electric current attack in the direction of Chenyu, and instantly appeared beside Chenyu, stabbing Chenyu's body. Thunder breathing, type 2 Hinari soul. Chenyu instantly slashed out 5 consecutive attacks in the shape of lightning. The first sword cut off Oyulu's ninja sword, and the remaining 4 swords all slashed towards Oyulu's vital points. Oyulu's reaction speed was also very fast, blocking all 3 swords, but the 4th sword was still slashed to the chest. Oyulu looked down at the charred sword wound on his chest and looked at Chenyu in shock. Although Chenyu had killed his companion with 1 sword before, he already knew that he was very fast, but he really experienced the speed of this kid in front of him when they really fought. If he hadn't reacted quickly just now, he would have been beheaded like his companion with the 2nd sword. Chenyu frowned slightly, his speed slowed down, because he was in a hurry to save Uzumaki Kushina. He used lightning attribute chakra to stimulate his body for a long time, which made Chenyu's meridian slightly tingling. Chenyu got ready again. These 2 ninjas from the Hidden Cloud Village must be killed here. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uzumaki Kushina dozed off again in Chiyu's arms, with her head nestled in Chiyu's arms, feeling Uzumaki Kushina's even breathing. Chiyu now felt full of strength as if he had been given a shot of chicken blood, and his whole body was light. Chiyu felt that he was filled with an indescribable sense of happiness. When Chiyu returned to Konoha, it seemed as if time had passed in the blink of an eye, and he sighed in his heart that time had passed too quickly. After returning to Konoha, Chiyu's smile disappeared instantly, and he looked like he didn't want anyone to approach him. Several ninjas guarding the gate of Konoha discovered Uzumaki Kushina in Chiyu's arms, and instantly surrounded her. "Xianyu, what's going on? Why did Uzumaki Kushina and you come back from outside the village? That the situation is getting more and more tense now. Konoha's ninjas need to register whether they leave the village." Xianyu glanced at the group of ninjas surrounding him with cold eyes. Kushina was kidnapped by the ninjas from the hidden cloud village in Konoha. Haven't you discovered it until now? What? This group of ninjas were extremely shocked. In their eyes, it was not important that Uzumaki Kushina was abducted. What was important was that she was abducted in Konoha. One of the ninjas immediately rushed to the Hokage building and prepared to report the matter to Sarutobi Hiruzen, and Chiyu ignored the inquiries of others and walked forward on his own. The ninja saw that Chiyu ignored them and immediately became unhappy, and asked, "Hey, Chiyu. We ask you questions, what does it mean that you don't answer and just leave?" Chiyu replied coldly without even turning his head, "What if I answer you? As a ninja guarding Konoha, I know nothing about this matter. I don't know whether you are incompetent or derelict of duty. No matter what it is, I don't seem to have the obligation to answer you because you are not my superiors." Xianyu didn't care about their red faces and walked straight forward. Xianyu came to Uzumaki Mito's mansion. At this time, Uzumaki Mito had returned to the mansion. When Uzumaki Mito found that Uzumaki Kushina, who should have completed the mission long ago, had not returned, he immediately went to find Sarutobi Hiruzen and told Sarutobi Hiruzen about the matter. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately sent the Umbu to find the two companions of Uzumaki Kushina to inquire about the situation. After learning that Uzumaki Kushina had left long ago, Sarutobi Hiruzen realized that something had happened. Almost all the Umbu have been sent out to look for Uzumaki Kushina, and Uzumaki Mito was worried about Uzumaki Kushina's safety in the mansion. As soon as he heard the movement at the door, Uzumaki Mito couldn't wait to open the door. When he saw Uzumaki Kushina sleeping soundly in Chiyu's arms, Uzumaki Mito was relieved, and the stone in his heart fell. Chiyu said expressionlessly, "Mito-sama, I brought Kushina back. Kushina is very tired. Please trouble Mito-sama to take Kushina to the room to rest." Uzumaki Mito carefully took over the sleeping Uzumaki Kushina. He was only paying attention to Uzumaki Kushina just now, but now paying attention to Chiyu, he found that Chiyu's body was full of traces of battle, and many holes were burned on his clothes. Uzumaki Mito asked with concern, "Chiyu, are you hurt?" "I am not injured. I still have to go to the Hokage building to report this matter to the Hokage. I'll take my leave now." Chiyu bowed to Uzumaki Mito and left. Uzumaki Mito looked at Chiyu's departing figure with his eyes flickering slightly. Not long after Chiyu left the Hokage building, an Umbu appeared in front of Chiyu. "Chiyu, the Hokage asked you to see him immediately." Chiyu followed the Umbu to the Hokage building. After arriving at the Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Orochimaru were both inside. Chiyu bowed and said, "Hokage, teacher Orochimaru." Sarutobi Hiruzen walked up to Chiyu and asked solemnly, "Chiyu, what happened?" Chiyu told Sarutobi Hiruzen what happened. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face became very ugly, and at the same time, Orochimaru's expression became very serious. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Orochimaru. "Orochimaru, what do you think about this matter?" Orochimaru said after a moment of silence, "In any case, one thing is certain. In Konoha, there are already enemy ninjas infiltrating, otherwise the other party would not be able to kidnap Kushina so easily." Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression was gloomy. It seems that they can no longer hold back. Chiyu continued, "Hokage-sama, I brought back the heads of 3 ninjas from the hidden cloud village." Chiyu took out the scroll and handed it to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen was refreshed and praised, "Well done, Chiyu. With their heads, the perception ninja can analyze the memory in the brain and obtain information." Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately summoned the Umbun ninja and asked the Umbun ninja to give the scroll to the perception ninja for analysis. Chiyu continued to report, Hokage-sama, there is one more thing I need to report. I was on a mission to clean up pirates, and I found 3 ninjas mixed in among those pirates, because I don't know the identities of these 3 ninjas, but they should want to sneak into the land of fire, so I didn't kill them, but captured them alive. Chinyu used the psychic technique to summon the White Snake. White Snake, spit out those 3 ninjas. Yes, Lord Chiba. The White Snake opened its mouth, and its abdomen squirmed, vomiting out 3 ninjas from its belly. Unfortunately, the ninja whose spine was cut by Chiba with the back of the knife was squeezed to death because of the small space in the White Snake's body, but the other 2 ninjas are still alive and awake. Seeing Chiba, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Orochimaru looking at them, especially Chiba, they immediately stepped back in fear. Sarutobi Hiruzen summoned an Umbu again, and the dead ninja was taken away to let the perception ninja analyze the memory in his brain. The other 2 living ninjas were taken to the interrogation department to be interrogated by the interrogation ninja. Sarutobi Hiruzen walked to the map on the desk and asked Chiba, Chiba, where did you see the group of pirates? Chiba pointed to a location on the map. Seeing the location pointed by Chiba, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes narrowed immediately. Orochimaru's hoarse voice came, it seems. The Hidden Mist Village is also planning to join. Because the place Chiyu pointed to is next to the Land of Waves, and to the right of the Land of Waves is the Land of Water, the Land of Fire and the Land of Waves have no intersection now. The Land of Waves has a very good relationship with the Land of Water, so if the ninjas from the Hidden Mist Village in the Land of Water want to land on the coastline of the Land of Fire, they must pass through the Land of Waves. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face became more and more ugly. The joining of the Hidden Mist Village means that 4 of the 5 major ninja villages are at odds with Konoha. Once the war starts, Konoha will have to face the 4 major ninja villages of Cloud, Rock, Sand, and Mist, and this will be a war that covers the entire Land of Fire and endangers Konoha. Chapter 46. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. In the Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Orochimaru looked very solemn, because the current situation in Konoha is quite bad. Once the war breaks out, the 4 major ninja villages are likely to attack Konoha at the same time, and Konoha will be attacked from both sides. Sarutobi Hiruzen began to discuss with Orochimaru how to break the current situation. Chiyu did not interrupt. He was able to stay here because he was Orochimaru's disciple. As a genin, he was not qualified to interrupt. It was good enough to be able to listen in. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a cold voice, according to intelligence, the 3rd Mizukage of the Hidden Mist Village has started a new policy called the Blood Mist Village, which allows bloody battles between ninjas. It seems that they are training for the future war. No wonder they were unwilling to establish contact with our Konoha before. It turns out that they have been in cahoots with the Hidden Cloud Village and the Hidden Rock Village. Now ninjas from the enemy villages have sneaked into Konoha, and there may be more ninjas still lurking in the dark of Konoha. The war seems to be imminent. Orochimaru, given the current situation, do you think Konoha has the ability to engage in battle? Orochimaru shook his head and said mercilessly, if the war breaks out now, Konoha will undoubtedly lose. If it is just the Hidden Cloud Village and the Hidden Rock Village, Konoha can barely resist, but if the Hidden Mist Village also joins, we need to divide our forces to resist, not to mention the Sand Village that is eyeing us covetously. We only have so many troops in total, and the battlefield is unfolding on multiple fronts. If we divide our forces too much, it will be difficult for us to launch an effective counterattack, and we will only be dragged to death. Sarutobi Hiruzen fell into deep thought. What Orochimaru said was exactly the same as what Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking. No matter how strong Konoha is, it can't withstand the simultaneous attack of 4 ninja villages. What Sarutobi Hiruzen is thinking about now is how to find a way out of this seemingly deadlock. Sarutobi Hiruzen asked, Orochimaru, how do you think Konoha should break the deadlock? Orochimaru was thinking just now. Orochimaru replied, the only way I can think of now is to delay. The later the war starts, the more advantageous it will be for Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and said, but now the initiative of the war is not in our hands. Now they can start a war at any time as long as they want. Orochimaru took a pen and drew a circle in the land of grass. the land of hot springs, the land of rivers and the land of waves. Orochimaru put down his pen and began to explain and analyze. The 4 major ninja villages are still testing each other. The spies hidden in Konoha must be cleared out immediately so that those ninja villages can no longer know the situation inside our Konoha. At the same time, Konoha has begun to divide its forces and send ninjas to station in the 4 countries I circle to fight against the ninjas of the 4 major ninja villages, and try to maintain the battle in these 4 countries. Although the 4 major ninja villages have cooperated, they are not a monolithic entity. As long as Konoha does not show cowardice and looks like it will fight them to the end, they dare not act rashly, because they all understand that if Konoha chooses to go all out, it is fully capable of breaking into any of the opponent's countries and villages, and they cannot afford the consequences. If Konoha loses, then the goals of the other ninja villages will be. They will target the ninja village that we have attacked with all our might. As long as it is not a full-scale war, but a local war, Konoha, with its rich resources, can afford it. As time goes on, if the war has not made any progress for a long time, they will most likely fall apart internally. I once asked Chiyu how he thought the 4 major ninja villages would break the deadlock if they attacked Konoha at the same time. Chiyu said to use interests to make the 2 villages turn against each other. This method is very applicable now. As long as we delay the start of the full-scale war and cause problems within them, we can use the interests to instigate one of the ninja villages to rebel, and maybe even achieve a counterattack and make up for all the previous losses. Sarutobi Hiruzen tapped the table rhythmically, thinking about the feasibility of the method mentioned by Orochimaru. Chiyu looked at Orochimaru in surprise. He didn't expect Orochimaru to mention him, but in Chiyu's opinion, Orochimaru's method does seem feasible. The 4 major ninja villages united for the sake of interests and prepared to launch a war against Konoha, but if they only paid and did not gain anything, they would definitely weigh the pros and cons and rethink whether it was really profitable to launch a war against Konoha. And when Konoha promised clear benefits, it was very likely that one of the ninja villages would rebel. At the same time, Chiyu was also very clear. If Orochimaru's plan was carried out, he would most likely have to go to the battlefield, because Orochimaru's plan was to fight against the 4 major ninja villages of rock, cloud, sand, and mist in the land of grass, the land of hot springs, the land of rivers, and the land of waves, and to prevent the 4 major ninja villages from entering the land of fire. It was certain that the troops would be divided. Konoha only had so many ninjas who could fight in total, so almost all of them would definitely be sent out. After thinking about it, Sarutobi Hiruzen also felt that Orochimaru's plan was feasible. After all, Konoha, which was in a passive position, did not have many choices. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a deep voice, "Then proceed according to your plan, Orochimaru. Tomorrow I will send the Umbu to join forces with Danzo's route to wipe out the enemy village ninjas hiding in Konoha. At the same time, Orochimaru, you will also go to the battlefield. The Sand Village is not to be feared now. The current ninja troops stationed there are enough to stop them in the river country. As for the Mist Village, I plan to temporarily send a small team of ninjas to the Wave Country to see how many ninjas the Mist Village has stationed there, and then decide to assign ninja troops to go there. After all, every bit of combat power in Konoha is precious now. As for the Iwagakure village, Anoki is a very smart guy. Before the official war starts, he will not choose to confront our Konoha ninjas too much. It is enough to have Sakumo leading the battle there. The biggest threat is the Cloud Village. In the Hot Spring Country, Jiraiya and his ninja troops have fought with the Cloud Village ninjas countless times. The battle there is the most intense. The battle is fierce, and the ninjas of the hidden Cloud Village are still supporting the battle of the River Country. Since your plan, Orochimaru, is not to show weakness in front of these ninja villages, then you must resist the Cloud ninjas of the River Country, so I send you to the River Country. What do you think? Orochimaru nodded and agreed, I understand. I will set off for the River Country tomorrow to meet up with Jiraiya, and at the same time, I also want to take Chiyu with me. Please agree, teacher. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled with a straight face. Okay, even if you don't say it, I plan to do so. I heard that Jiraiya's disciple Minato shined on the battlefield of the River Country. If Chiyu is also tempered on the battlefield, I think he will soon shine and become a ninja who can stand on his own. After hearing this, Chiyu felt a little excited and murderous. He didn't expect to be able to face the ninjas of the hidden cloud village so soon. He was ready to take the life of the cloud ninja for kidnapping Uzumaki Kushina. Chapter 47. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Orochimaru and Chiyu left the Hokage building together. At the entrance of the Hokage building, Orochimaru said to Chiyu, "You will be going to the battlefield with me next. Go make some preparations. Replenish the ninja tools that need to be replenished. Just come to the base to find me tomorrow morning." Chiyu nodded and said, "Yes, teacher Orochimaru." Chiyu and Orochimaru acted separately. Chiyu first went to the ninja tool shop and bought some kunai, shurikens and detonating tags. Chiyu came out of the ninja tool shop with a flash of pain on his face. Although Chiyu did not do many tasks, they were all sea-level tasks, and Orochimaru did not take a commission. Chiyu had no place to spend money, so he saved it all. Chiyu thought he had a lot of money, but after going to the ninja tool shop, he went bankrupt. Kunai and shurikens are okay, but detonating tags are too expensive, about 300 taels each. Detonating tags have a wide range of uses. For example, if you want to set up traps, you will definitely need a lot of detonating tags. Detonating tags are very useful. Sometimes they can play a very important role in battle, but you can't not prepare them. After touching his flat wallet, Chiyu sighed. Fortunately, Orochimaru is supporting him now, so he doesn't have to worry about food, clothing, housing and transportation. After Chiyu left the ninja tool shop, he returned to his home. Now Chiyu needs to look at his witness points. That's right. Because of the incident of the Cloud Village ninja kidnapping Uzumaki Kushina, Chiyu once again obtained a witness point. Witnessing the kidnapping of the important figure Uzumaki Kushina by the ninjas of the hidden Cloud Village, 500 witness points will be awarded. At the same time, because the host directly participated in this incident, an additional 800 witness points will be awarded. Looking at his witness point number, Shenyu took a deep breath, and the corners of his mouth could not help but bend up. Compared to witnessing the enrollment of Uzumaki Kushina and gaining 50 witness points, and witnessing the birth of Might Guy and gaining 50 witness points, this time 1,300 witness points is a huge sum of money. Shenyu checked his character panel. By the way, character, Shenyu, bloodline, Uchiha clan, Senju clan, bloodline limit, double Magatama Sharingan, chakra, Kakashi with Sharingan activated, ninjutsu, E-level ninjutsu 3-body technique, C-level ninjutsu fire style, great fireball technique, illusion, magic Jaghang technique, illusion Sharingan, physical skills, shuriken throwing mastery, C-rank physical skills, additional ability, thunder breathing full sword type. Shenyu looked at his attributes and couldn't help showing joy on his face. All these years of hard work have not been in vain. Compared with the time when he was in a ninja school, his strength is simply a world of difference. However, Shenyu did not spend any money, mainly because it was unnecessary. Shenyu now has a total of 1310 witness points, which seems like a lot, but Shenyu can hardly use the things that can be bought. With Orochimaru's teachings, he has no shortage of ninjutsu. If he wants to exchange for any ability, such as the double-eyed 3 Magatama Sharingan, these witness points are not enough. Alas, what a huge sum of money, but still a poor guy. Shenyu closed the panel and took out a scroll from the ninja tool bag. After unsealing the scroll, a ninja sword appeared. This ninja sword is Oyoyo's ninja sword. During the battle, Shenyu discovered that Oyoyo's ninja sword has very good chakra conductivity, and it is very likely that chakra metal is mixed in it. When Shenyu was in the ninja tool shop, he also verified that this ninja sword was indeed mixed with chakra metal, but the amount was not much. However, it is still a good weapon, better than the katana that Shenyu is using now. The katana that Shenyu spent 10 witness points to exchange has jagged edges on the blade. Because of the gap caused by the battle, Shenyu honed it many times, so the blade is uneven. With this ninja sword, Chiyu's katana can retire. Chiyu stood up and looked around his house. Since getting this house, Chiyu has not lived here for a few days. Originally, Chiyu planned to stay here for one night before leaving Konoha for the battlefield, but when Chiyu saw the dust on the bed, he decided to give up. Chiyu left the room and went to Uzumaki Mito's mansion. intending to tell Uzumaki Kushina that he was going to the battlefield, after Chiyu arrived at Uzumaki Mito's mansion. It was Uzumaki Kushina who opened the door. Chiyu said in surprise, "Kushina, you are awake." Uzumaki Kushina thought of the previous kiss, her cheeks flushed, she lowered her head slightly shyly, and whispered, Chiyu said to Uzumaki Kushina, "Kushina, I will go to the Kingdom of Hot Springs with teacher Orochimaru soon for a long mission, and I may stay in the Kingdom of Hot Springs for a long time." "What?" Uzumaki Kushina suddenly turned her head to look at Chiyu, her expression somewhat lost. Chiyu reached out and rubbed Uzumaki Kushina's head, and said with a smile, "Although I may stay in the land of hot springs for a long time, I will find a way to go back to Konoha to see you." Uzumaki Kushina pouted. She had seen Chiyu for quite a while. Although this kind of thing happened, Uzumaki Kushina immediately washed up after waking up, changed into a beautiful dress, and looked forward to Chiyu coming to her later. Even if she didn't go anywhere, it would be nice to find a place to sit and chat with Chiyu. Unexpectedly, Chiyu was about to leave. Looking at Uzumaki Kushina's expression, Chiyu said lovingly, "We're leaving tomorrow morning. We still have some time now. Do you want to go around and walk around?" Uzumaki Kushina instantly became energetic and nodded her little head vigorously. "Okay, let's go right away." After greeting Uzumaki Kushina and Uzumaki Mito, she and Chiba wandered around Konoha. As they were wandering, the two came to the woods of Konoha. Chiba and Kushina didn't say anything, enjoying this moment of tranquility and happiness. It was not until it was dark that Chiba went out to send Uzumaki Kushina home. At the door of Uzumaki Mito's mansion, Chiba instructed, "Kushina, Konoha has been uneasy these days. You should stay with Lord Mito for a while and don't leave. Also, you can ring the bell if you encounter any problems, and I will do my best to come here immediately." Chiyu explained a lot, and Uzumaki Kushina just looked at Chiyu's face and listened quietly. After explaining, Uzumaki Kushina suddenly held Chiyu's right hand. Chiyu's right hand was wrapped in a bandage, and Uzumaki Kushina looked at the bandage on Chiyu's right hand steadily. Chiyu smiled and said, "It's just a minor injury. It will heal in 2 days. Don't worry." Uzumaki Kushina looked at Chiyu's eyes with a serious expression, and said with a burning gaze, "Chiyu, I will work hard too. I will practice hard and will not be a burden to you anymore." Chiyu gently hugged Uzumaki Kushina into her arms and whispered, "You have never been a burden to me. You are my pride and the direction I work hard for." Chapter 48. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. After Chiyu separated from Uzumaki Kushina, Chiyu returned to Orochimaru's base. Orochimaru was also packing up the things in the base. Seeing Chiyu coming back, Orochimaru put down the things in his hands, raised a little arc at the corner of his mouth, and asked jokingly, "Don't you want to stay with Kushina for a while?" Chiyu blushed. "Konoha is not very safe recently, so I sent her home early." Orochimaru continued to pack up, and then asked casually, "Really? Have you decided?" Chiyu asked doubtfully. "Decision?" Orochimaru replied, "I guess you should already know why Kushina came to Konoha. You don't have other friends. You will work so hard to become stronger. I think most of the reasons are also for Kushina, right? Konoha wants Kushina to become the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Judging from your attitude towards Mito-sama, I think you should be very resistant to this decision. After all, I am also your teacher, and I can guess what you are thinking. Then you have to make a choice, whether to let Kushina become the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, or to find a way to prevent Kushina from becoming the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. You must make this decision early. Mito-sama's health is getting worse day by day. If it comes to the point where it is a fait accompli, even if you resist this decision, you can't change anything." Chiyu stared at Orochimaru and was silent for a long time. Orochimaru seemed not to notice Chiyu's eyes and continued to pack his things. After a long time, Senju asked faintly, "Teacher Orochimaru, I don't understand. You know that sooner or later I will leave Konoha, which I regard as a cage. Why do you still train me so hard? When I leave Konoha, Teacher Orochimaru, you and I may become enemies." Orochimaru looked at Senju and chuckled. "Senju, I thought you would understand me." Senju's breath was choked. Indeed, he knew where Orochimaru would go in the future, but Senju really couldn't understand the current Orochimaru. Logically, Orochimaru worked so hard to make such plans for Konoha. In Chinyu's opinion, the current Orochimaru should be loyal to Konoha. Orochimaru looked at Chiyu with his snake eyes and said, "To me, things like the will of fire are not important and can be abandoned at any time, because in my opinion, these things will constrain me and make it impossible for me to let go of some things. Life is too short, and it is a waste of time to be timid because of these things. But this kind of thing cannot be abandoned just like that. Whether it is me or you, we need an identity to survive in this ninja world, right?" Chiyu asked. "Then, Teacher Orochimaru, will you help me?" Orochimaru shook his head. "I can tell you clearly that if it is just as a master and apprentice, no, but if you can pay the benefits that can make me excited, then we can cooperate as partners." Chiyu's mouth curled up a smile. "Teacher Orochimaru, then I can also tell you clearly that my choice has been made long ago, and I have also thought of a way. I also hope that in the future, I can cooperate with Teacher Orochimaru as a partner." Orochimaru smiled and said, "Then I look forward to that day, but Kushina, as the second candidate for the nine-tailed Jinchuriki, is very important to Konoha. I am very curious about what method you think of." Chiyu's eyes flashed with brilliance. "Now that Mito-sama is still alive, Kushina is just a candidate for a spare container. Konoha is looking at Kushina's special physique of the Uzumaki clan and as a spare container, the spare container of the Uzumaki clan, sometimes it's not good to have one more." Orochimaru was surprised. "Oh. It seems that you have found the members of the Uzumaki clan who were lost outside." Chinyu shook his head and said, "No, I haven't found it yet, but I have clues. I believe that if I look carefully at that time, I will definitely find it." Orochimaru suddenly asked, "What if I can't find it?" Chinyu pondered for a while, and replied seriously, "It depends on my strength at that time." Orochimaru looked at Chinyu, and the smile on his face couldn't be stopped at all. "You are really determined, Chinyu." Chinyu said in a deep voice, "But I believe that that moment will not come so early. I still have time. I just need to improve my strength now. What will happen in the future will naturally develop in the future. By then, I will definitely think of more ways." Orochimaru agreed. "Indeed, the greater your strength, the more choices you will have. Chinyu, you are very smart, and your strength is getting stronger and stronger. The memories of the 3 cloud ninjas have been analyzed, 2 special ninjas, 1 ninja, and the 3 ninjas disguised as pirates are spies sent by the Hidden Mist village to explore the Land of Fire, and they have also confessed, with such achievements, if nothing unexpected happens, you will be a Chunin from tomorrow. If it weren't for the fact that we are not in wartime yet, you might have already been a special Jonin or Jonin." Xianyu was not surprised that he could become a Chunin, because he wanted to be promoted. He planned to capture the 3 Kirigakure spies alive and bring back the heads of the 3 Kyomogakure ninjas. "Well, have a good rest tonight. After that, we will go to the battlefield of Hot Spring Country and there will be no time to rest." "Yes, Master Orochimaru." Chinyu said goodbye to Orochimaru and returned to his room. Lying on the bed, Chinyu recalled the conversation he had just had with Orochimaru. The conversation between him and Orochimaru was already a small stalled. Chiyu is now very sure that Orochimaru is about to start developing the technique of immortality by any means necessary. In this case, Chiyu doesn't need to worry about Orochimaru anymore. It can be said that he and Orochimaru are now on the same page. The next day, before dawn, Chiyu and Orochimaru went to find Sarutobi Hiruzen first, and as expected, Sarutobi Hiruzen awarded Chiyu the title of Chunin. After Sarutobi Hiruzen said a few words to Orochimaru, Chiyu and Orochimaru went to the gate of Konoha to prepare to leave the Land of Fire and go to the Land of Hot Springs. In front of the gate of Konoha, Chiyu met someone who was expected but unexpected. Uzumaki Kushina. Chiyu walked in front of Uzumaki Kushina and rubbed Uzumaki Kushina's cheeks, which were slightly red from the cold in the early morning. "Why don't you sleep a little longer?" "I can't sleep when I think about you, Xianyu, going to the river country for a long time, and I also want to see you off. Don't worry about me, and I will write a letter and let my snake bring it to you, and when you miss me you can also let the snake that comes to find you bring the letter to me." Uzumaki Kushina stretched out her little finger. "Then it's a deal." Chiyu hooked Uzumaki Kushina's little finger. "Ah, it's a deal." After saying goodbye to Uzumaki Kushina, Chiyu and Orochimaru set foot on the battlefield towards the land of hot springs. Chapter 49. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chiyu followed Orochimaru to the land of hot springs. After several days of long journey, Chiyu and Orochimaru finally arrived at the Konoha ninjas' base in the land of hot springs. The Konoha ninjas' base was on the border between the land of hot springs and the land of fire. Tents stood one after another, and several ninjas were patrolling. The ninjas who saw Orochimaru all respectfully called out Lord Orochimaru. Orochimaru took Chiyu and walked straight to the innermost tent. Jiraiya and Minato Namikaze were in the tent. Jiraiya saw Orochimaru coming and was very surprised. Orochimaru, you are finally here. The old man said that you are coming to the land of hot springs to support us, which makes me feel relieved. Orochimaru did not reminisce with Jiraiya, but went straight to the point and asked, what is the situation now? Jiraiya said seriously, the situation is very bad. Our frontline positions have been retreating again and again, and we have almost reached the point where we can't retreat anymore. Orochimaru walked to the sand table, and Jiraiya explained the current situation of the land of hot springs to Orochimaru. As soon as Chiyu entered the tent, he looked at Minato Namikaze. After not seeing him for a few years, Minato Namikaze had changed a lot. He looked taller and more resolute. At the same time, he had developed a fierce aura. Minato Namikaze also looked at Chiyu. In Minato Namikaze's eyes, Chiyu had also changed a lot. Chiyu turned his gaze and walked to Orochimaru's side, wanting to see what the current situation in the land of hot springs was like. Jiraiya explained to Orochimaru. The ninjas of the Hidden Cloud Village seem to have reached a cooperation with the Hidden Cloud Village of the Kingdom of Hot Springs. Many of the Hidden Cloud ninjas are stationed in the Hidden Cloud Village. The border between the Kingdom of Hot Springs and the Kingdom of Fire is very long. With only a few ninjas like us, it is difficult to stretch the battle lines so long. At present, we can only do our best to barely stop the Hidden Cloud ninjas outside the border of the Kingdom of Fire. At the same time, the Hidden Cloud Village has also stationed many ninjas in the Kingdom of the Moon. As long as the combat power is consumed, the ninjas stationed in the Kingdom of the Moon will promptly support the Kingdom of Hot Springs and replenish the combat power. According to the current situation, we are likely to completely withdraw from the Kingdom of Hot Springs to the Kingdom of Fire. Orochimaru looked at the sand table with a frown. He had prepared for the bad situation of the Konoha ninjas in the Kingdom of Hot Springs, but he did not expect it to be so bad. Jiraiya is so happy now. After coming to the Kingdom of Hot Springs, he is worried every day. If it is just a battle, Jiraiya doesn't care. It's just that many deployments and assignments require Jiraiya to come in person. Jiraiya is also a headache. Now that Orochimaru is here, all these things can be left to Orochimaru to do. After all, Orochimaru is best at this kind of thing. Orochimaru was looking at the sand table and thinking. Jiraiya looked at Chiyu. Boy, long time no see. I didn't expect you to become Orochimaru's disciple. Orochimaru is quite picky about his disciples. It's okay. Chiyu bowed to Jiraiya and said, long time no see, Master Jiraiya. After saying hello, Chiyu ignored Jiraiya and looked at the sand table with Orochimaru. Seeing Chiyu so cold, Jiraiya curled his lips and muttered, as expected of a master and disciple, both of you are so cold. Chiyu looked at the flag of Konoha on the sand table with a strange expression. This front line is completely on the border of the land of fire. If they retreat further, the border will be gone and they will retreat directly to the land of fire. Orochimaru tilted his head to look at Chiyu and asked, Chiyu, what do you think we should do to change the situation now? Not only Chiyu, Jiraiya and Minato Namikaze all looked at Orochimaru in surprise. They didn't expect Orochimaru to ask Chiyu how to change the situation. Orochimaru said, just say it. Now is the battlefield. Orochimaru's meaning is very clear. The battlefield is a good time to make achievements. If Chiyu wants to enter the core of Konoha, he must do everything he can to perform. Orochimaru is helping Chiyu to make achievements. Chiyu frowned slightly and thought silently. Jiraiya whispered to Orochimaru, Orochimaru, isn't it a bit hasty to ask a little kid about such a big thing? Orochimaru smiled and said, Jiraiya, don't underestimate my disciple, he is smarter than me. Jiraiya looked at Chiyu who was in deep thought with a suspicious look. Really? After a long while, Chiyu came back to his senses from his thoughts. Orochimaru asked, Chiyu, how is it? I have an idea, but it may not be rigorous. As promised, I will come to judge whether your idea is feasible. Senju nodded, and then asked, before that, I would like to ask Master Jiraiya a question, that is, the reason why our Konoha ninjas did not retreat to the land of fire and were still stationed on the border was because of Master Jiraiya, right? My next idea is based on this question, please answer me, Master Jiraiya. Jiraiya touched his chin and replied, although there is a reason for self-praise, it can be said that there is this factor, after all, no matter what I say, I am also one of the 3 famous ninjas in the ninja world. Senju began to analyze first, in my opinion, the Hidden Cloud Village is definitely not ready to go to war with our Konoha. Otherwise, with the current situation, the 2 sides have such a huge disparity in combat power, the Cloud Ninja must be able to attack and force us back to the land of fire. Among them, Master Jiraiya can be said to have played a crucial role. Master Jiraiya, one of the 3 ninjas, directly stationed here, which is equivalent to proving to the Hidden Cloud Village that our Konoha wants to defend the border. If even Master Jiraiya is defeated, then Konoha will certainly send more ninjas to support, which is not in their interest, because it is known that the Hidden Rock Village has cooperated with their Hidden Cloud Village. If Konoha sends ninjas to support the Kingdom of Hot Springs, then the Hidden Cloud Village will be under great pressure. Although it is a cooperation, the Hidden Cloud Village does not want to face the pressure of Konoha alone, which makes the Hidden Rock Village so comfortable. Therefore, in my opinion, before the full-scale war begins, the Hidden Cloud Village will not take further action, but will maintain this situation. In this way, when the full-scale war begins, they can easily break through the border defenses and directly attack the Kingdom of Fire, and start a war in the Kingdom of Fire. Jiraiya listened to Chiba's analysis and his expression became very serious. It was indeed as Chiba said, at present in the land of Hot Springs, the number of Konoha ninjas and Kumogakure ninjas was very different. If Kumogakure gathered ninja troops to attack them, they could only retreat to the land of fire, but since they retreated to the border, the frequency of Kumogakure's attacks on them has decreased a lot. In this case, Chiba's analysis was correct, and Kumogakure was deliberately maintaining the current situation in the land of Hot Springs. Chapter 50. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. In Jiraiya's tent at the Konoha Ninja Station, Chiyu gave his analysis. Jiraiya also agreed with Chiyu's analysis. Orochimaru nodded with satisfaction and said, good analysis, so what's the solution? Chiyu continued, it's unrealistic to drive the Kumogakure ninja out of the land of hot water, because the combat power of the 2 sides is too different. There are only so many Konoha ninjas that can be stationed here at present. Even if Konoha sends ninja support later, it will definitely not be too many. Because of Orochimaru's plan, Konoha's ninjas need to be divided into 4 groups, and some ninjas need to be stationed in Konoha, while the Kumogakure can continuously support ninjas to come to the land of hot water, but relying on the reputation of Master Jiraiya and Master Orochimaru. Maybe we can push the front line forward for a distance, leaving some room for us, so that after the war starts, we will not have only the choice of retreating to the land of fire. Jiraiya asked puzzledly, rely on my and Orochimaru's reputation. Namikaze Minato didn't understand what Chiyu meant by reputation. Senju explained in a deep voice, yes, it is to rely on reputation, that is, to let the ninjas of the Hidden Cloud Village know in a big way that 2 of the 3 ninjas of Konoha have come to the Hidden Tang Village, that is, to scare them, so that they dare not act rashly. At the same time, Master Jiraiya and Teacher Orochimaru will also come out together to attack one of their strongholds, so that they will know that the land of Hot Springs will be the area where Konoha will focus on garrisoning. At that time, they should think that Konoha's reinforcements have arrived and a counterattack from Konoha is coming, and then use this to advance part of the front line, away from the border of the land of fire, within the territory of the land of Hot Springs, so that we will have room, but the front line must not be advanced too much, because after a long time, they will definitely know the reinforcements for Konoha are only from Orochimaru. If the front line is pushed forward too far, we will not be able to hold on, and will only waste our combat power in vain. We may even retreat back to the border of the land of fire, which is equivalent to a waste of effort. Then after the front line is pushed forward, we will hold on to the current position and buy time to wait for the implementation of Orochimaru's overall plan. this is the method I can think of. I don't know if this method can help Orochimaru. Orochimaru pondered for a moment and said, your method is already quite mature. It can be said that your method can be implemented according to plan. As you said, our combat power is completely unable to compete with the ninjas of the Hidden Cloud Village, so if we want to advance head-on, it is basically impossible to build a front. At first, my idea was for Jiraiya and I to attack the ninja troops of the Hidden Cloud Village to stabilize the current situation, and then seek a breakthrough and find a way to advance the front. Although your method is a bit radical, if it succeeds, then our gains will be huge, and it will make our subsequent arrangements more flexible, so I tend to use your method, Chiba, to execute the plan. Jiraiya, what do you think? Jiraiya thought for a moment and said, I think it's feasible, but if we implement this plan, we need to attack one of their strongholds. The strongholds of the Hidden Cloud Village that we have discovered are all marked on the sand table. Which stronghold do you want to attack, Orochimaru? Orochimaru directly pulled up a flag representing the stronghold of the Hidden Cloud Village from the sand table. Since we want to announce our existence to them and scare them, then of course we have to choose the most difficult bone to chew, otherwise it will not be able to achieve the effect of killing the rat with fear. Looking at the flag in Orochimaru's hand, Jiraiya was surprised and said, directly attack the Hidden Cloud Village. Namikaze Minato said anxiously, Lord Orochimaru, Teacher Jiraiya, this is too aggressive. The Hidden Cloud Village is now not only stationed with Cloud Ninjas, but also Tang Ninjas. The Tang Ninjas have not yet come out to fight us directly. If we attack the Hidden Cloud Village directly, the Tang Ninjas will definitely be directly hostile to us. Wouldn't the situation be even more unfavorable to us? Orochimaru ignored Namikaze Minato, and Chiyu just laughed out loud. Namikaze Minato heard the disdain in Chiyu's laughter, frowned and said, Chiyu, what are you laughing at? Chiyu turned his head and said in a strange voice, nothing, I just think your idea is very good. It would be better to form an alliance with Yugakure Village, and directly kill the Cloud Ninjas of Yugakure Village with internal and external cooperation. Wouldn't it be better? Jiraiya explained awkwardly, Minato, if Yugakure Village directly agrees to let the Cloud Ninjas be stationed in the village, it is equivalent to being hostile to us Konoha. If we want to play the effect of throwing the rat out of the water, Yugakure Village is indeed the best choice. And instead of waiting for the Yugakure Village ninjas to take the initiative to fight us, it is better for us to attack them directly and catch them by surprise, if we attack. If it succeeds, then the largest stronghold of the Cloud Ninjas in the land of Hot Springs will disappear, and the village of Hot Springs will certainly not dare to let the Cloud Ninjas stationed in the village again. At the same time, the ninjas of the village of Hot Springs will certainly not dare to go against us, the Konoha ninjas, although it is indeed a bit risky. If it succeeds, the benefits will be huge. Moreover, this time we are attacking the village of Hot Springs, and there are not many Jonins in the village of Hot Springs and the Cloud Ninjas stationed there. Most of them are Chunins and Genins. With Orochimaru and I here, the possibility of success is very high. Moreover, we are not attacking the village of Hot Springs. As long as the effect is achieved, our plan will be considered a success. Namikaze Minato still felt it was too risky. Namikaze Minato knew very well that if Chiba's plan was implemented, there would definitely be casualties, and there might be quite a few casualties. During this time in the land of Hot Springs, Namikaze Minato the ninja stationed here became good companions. Namikaze Minato really couldn't bear to see his companions get hurt, let alone die, but the decision was not in the hands of Namikaze Minato, but in the hands of Jiraiya and Orochimaru. Jiraiya said to Orochimaru, then let's go to the Hidden Tang Village, Orochimaru. Now I will hand over the command to you, all the ninjas here including me will obey your orders. Orochimaru nodded and said, then gather all the ninjas that can be gathered now. After all, it is a sneak attack, so we have to be quick, otherwise if they know that I have come to the land of Hot Springs, the effect will be greatly reduced, and they will also be on guard. Okay, I'll make arrangements right away. Jiraiya and Minato Namikaze left the tent and immediately made arrangements. Chiyu wanted to leave the tent, but Orochimaru stopped her, saying that this was a method Chiyu had come up with, and asked her to stay and discuss the details of the battle plan with him.